Good morning, how are we this morning? It's nice to see you this morning and every single day. Okay, so we're holding on the fifth page in a mimer. I believe it's Yud, and we were talking about the idea of ki imcha mekor chayim. Oercha nira oer. Okay, so we were talking about the pasuk ba'oercha nira chayim, ki imcha mekor chayim ba'oercha nira oer. This is to be able to explain the concept of kumi oiri kiva oirech. Why do we talk about that there has to be kumi oiri, that it has to arise and give forth the light because you are already shining a light. So in other words, there are two levels of light over here. There is the light that is prior, that you have yourself, oirich, and there is the oiri. You should illuminate, you should shine a light. And we said that similar to what it says, that there is oircha, just like Oreich by the Yidden, and then there's the Oer, Nira Oer, which is a higher level. And after working his way up different levels, there is Chayim, there is Mekor Chayim, the source of the life of the world. So we said that any level of Gili Oer, any level of revelation of light by Hashem is not Shayach over there, the level of saying Oercha, because it's still Mekor Chaim, it's still a source of life, life, because the whole reason that the Gilui Oer was created was to be able to have the level of the world. By the way, you're going to have to mute yourself. That mute button also is not visible at the moment over here. I'm not able to mute you. So therefore, when it says ba'orcha nira oer, we must be talking about Torah, because Torah cannot be created for the sake of the world. Torah is only there as the world is for its sake. So that's the only thing that could be higher, or one of the things that could be higher than the oercha, than the level of your light. Which level could be higher than your light? That's the level of Torah. Torah can be called higher than, the only level that is oercha, that is your light, that's higher than being Mekor Chaim, the source of life. Okay, Ois Vav, top of page 6. I said before 5 mistakenly, which is also Yud in the Hebrew. Because of Nira Oer, and afterwards the pasuk continues that the light will be visible, the light will be seen. What is that level that the Ba'orcha Nira Oer? Once we've established that Oercha is a level of Torah, so what's the level of Ba'orcha Nira Oer? What's that higher level? It's even higher than your light, to such a degree that Oercha is only a preparation for the light that is visible through it. Like was mentioned previously in the mimer, that Oercha is a preparation for Oer. The Oercha, through your light, we will see light, or it will become visible, the light. So the Nira Oer is higher than Oercha. Yeah, and the Oercha is how we reach the level of that higher level of Oer. So the Rebbe explains on line 4, we can say the explanation. This is Al Pi Hayidu, according to what's known binyan Torah of Neshamas Yisrael concerning Torah, and the Neshamas of Yidden, the Shorish Yisrael L'Maylam Shorish HaTorah, the root of Yidden is higher than the root of Torah. Isa B'Tana the Veil Yo, like it's brought down in Tana the Veil Yo. He enumerates over there, first of all, 7 things that were there at the beginning of creation. Then he says, at the end of those 7, he says, Shnei Dvarim Kadmu La'olam. 2 things preceded the world. What are they? Torah v'Yisrael. Torah and Yidden preceded the world. But between those 2, I don't know which preceded which. Did Torah come before Yisrael, or Yisrael came before Torah? When he says Tzaves b'nei Yisrael, in Torah it says command the b'nei Yisrael. Torah says daber b'nei Yisrael, speak to b'nei Yisrael. So it means Torah is addressing the entity of the Yidden. Omer ani Yisrael kadmu. So I say that Yidden preceded. In other words, Torah was there for the sake of Yidden. So here we're going to get now an inkling of the Be'orcha, which is a preparation for Or. We said before that Be'orcha, which is Torah, is a preparation for something called Or. So just like in these two things, Torah was preceding, Yidden were preceding Torah, and Torah is to serve Yidden. It's Daber b'nei Yisrael, Tzaves b'nei Yisrael. So the same thing in the Be'orcha nira Or. But there's a very important point about this. That is the way it was before the creation. Kadmu la'olam. Before the world, that was the first word Yidden, and then was Torah. But afterwards, line 10, Ella, Nishmas Yisrael, Nimshchu v'yardu v'chins metzias b'fnei atzma, the Neshamas Yisrael, this were drawn down and descended in a level of a separate existence. K'moi haben, like a child, like it says, Bonim atum l'Hashem l'keichem, you are children for Hashem your God. Sh'imi yoyisei me'atzm sa'ov, though he is from the essence of the father, the child is from the essence, who mitzias nivdol, now he becomes a separate entity from the father. So the same thing, since Yidden are likened to Nisham, to a child, so therefore, even though initially they started off very high off, and they started off even higher than Torah, but the way they came down here, they now became separated externally. But Torah is different. Torah, even the way it came down here below, is not called a child, is not called a son, but it remains joined with Hashem even down here. Like it says, that the Torah and Hashem are entirely one. Because of that interesting juxtaposition and contrast, because Yidden start off as being higher, but when they're down here, they are lower than Torah because they're now a separate existence. So therefore, a few things result from that. So he says in line 16, if Yidden are so much higher than Torah, Yidden should not have to come on to Torah. But it's not that way. The advantage and quality of Yidden, the greatness of Yidden, is revealed through Torah. Shabbat namar tzafes b'nei Yisrael, daber b'nei Yisrael. In the Torah it says, command the b'nei Yisrael. In the Torah it says, speak to the b'nei Yisrael. That's how we know that Yidden preceded Torah. If Yidden are so much higher than Torah, Torah should be too low to be the one to share the information about the greatness of the Yidden. The reason why Torah is the means through which we find out about the greatness of the Yidden. Because the Neshamas, the way they're on their own, since they are now a separate entity down here in this world, their root in Hashem, that aspect that made them so much higher than Torah, the way Yidden came down here is now concealed that aspect, that connection with Hashem. Mash'enkin Torah as opposed to Torah, that it's one with the Eibishter. Even here, down here below, in our world, they are one with the Eibishter. He bechinas gilui. Torah is a level of revelation. The Torah oir, and the Torah illuminates. Vayidei ha-Torah mizgal legama shorish Yisrael. And through the Torah becomes also revealed the root of Yidden. So therefore, Torah itself is in a state of revelation, and it illuminates other things. It shows and reveals another thing's Maila. So Torah comes and is able to reveal the Maila that there are in Yidden because of Torah's ongoing, revealed and open connection with Hashem. According to what we just now said about Torah and Yidden, and how we contrasted Torah and Yidden above versus Torah and Yidden down here below. Now we understood that the two ideas of Orecha going on Torah and Nira Oir and the light becomes seen, that is Torah Yisrael, that's Yisrael. Orecha Torah k'niskel, your light is Torah like we mentioned before. Va'oir shenira ayedei Orecha, and the light that becomes visible only through Orecha. Orecha is a chana v'agdama, that's the root of the Yidden that becomes revealed through Torah. But Orecha, through Torah, we see the light that's hidden and innate in Yidden. So going now back to the original pasuk of the Divrei Maschol, the Maimer, V'zeu Kumi Oidi Kiva Oidech. That's where it says that rise up and shine your light, Hashem tells the Yidden, because your light has come. The Shnei Inyanim Elu, these two ideas, these two levels, Oidi v'Oidech, shine your light. And your light, Hem Dugmas Shnei Inyanim, the Ba'orcha Nira Oir, Kaniskalel B'tchil Samaymer, they're similar to the two levels of in your light, light will be seen. Like it was mentioned previously at the beginning of the Maimer, top of page Yud Aleph, Oirech is a Urshel Yisrael Atzman, who al derech ba'orcha Urshelach. When it says in our pasuk in the Divrei Maschol Maimer, Kumi Oiri Kibo Oirech, that Oirech is the level of the Oir of the Yidden, their innate light. Similar to saying Ba'orcha is the Oir Shalcha, the innate light, the revealed light of Torah. The Kumi Oiri, and what says rise up and shine, that's a new level, a different level of light. Ha'orshi Yisrael Me'irim, the light that Yidden illuminate. While derech ha'oir shenirai de Oircha, it's similar to the light that becomes visible through your light. That light that becomes visible through your light is higher than Oircha. The same thing. The Oiri that we're telling the Yidden is higher than the Oirech, the innate light that a Yid has. So just like it's in Torah and Yidden, there's in Yidden themselves two levels. There's the level of Oirech, and then there's the level that you should shine a higher level, but only through the previous level of Oirech. So he says in line 4, Yuvan said this will be understood. According to what's explained in a different place, concerning the soul and the body. The neshama is ksiv. About the neshamas, it says, Bonim atem la'avaya lekechem. You are children to Hashem, your God. That idea is in the level of the neshama. Because what does Alter Rebbe explain about the idea of Bonim atem la'avaya lekechem? Just like a child is taken from the brain of his father, so too the nefesh alikis comes from the moyach ha'av, the level of chachmei law, etc., etc. So we see that the description, bonim atem la'avaya lekechem, our connection with Hashem as children, is the connection that the neshama has with the Eibishter. Therefore, line 7, the love and the bond of the Eibishter to the Yid, from the perspective of their neshama, is like a natural love. Metaphorically speaking, you can say that by the Eibishter, but just for example's sake, al derech avas av lebnoi, just like a father and a son have this innate natural love that has nothing to do with tam v'das. It's built in. The same thing, the love that Hashem has for the neshamas of Yidden is like a father for a son. It's an innate, natural, essential love. But that's not the ultimate still. Hainu, this means, line 9, the root of this love is from such a level that the one who is loved has significance. It's not from the essence. When you talk about love, there is to what degree the thing, the person that I love touches me. There's a part of me that is so removed and separated from everything that, especially when we're dealing with the Eibishter, that nothing can reach over there. Therefore, there will be, if you will, like a corner of Hashem's existence, where over there it's not possible to touch with this love that we say the Eibishter has for his children, for Neshamas Yisrael. That is the connection that the Eibishter has with the Neshamas. That there's still room for a place as if in the Eibishter that there is, Hashem's essence is not there. When we talk about Hashem's love and bond to the Yid because of their body, it's not because of the quality of the body. It's not that Hashem loves our body is such a good thing. It's not even the advantage of a child, which is Maila Atzmis, because it's not the connection between a parent and a child is not about acquired qualities or characteristics, but it's an essential Maila, meaning because he's my child. Even that Maila is not there in the body. The only reason why Hashem has a love and a bond with the body of a Yid is mitzad zeh shakadosh baruch hu bachar ba'gufti Yisrael, because Hashem chose the body of a Yid b'bchirosei chavshis, in his free choice. As Chassidus always talks about, that when we talk about the neshama over there, we cannot say ubana b'chartem kolam v'loshen, that you chose us from every nation and every language, because the neshama is not to be found by any other nation. It's only a Yid that has an Efshalikis. Where is it possible to say the idea of Bona B'chartim Kolam V'loshen in the body? Because the body of a Yid seems and looks the same like the body of a non-Jew. So he chose it. The fact that there are two seemingly equal things, and Hashem chose one over the other, the body of a Yid over other bodies, that is true choice, and true choice is more of the essence than even the love of Hashem for our neshama. So therefore, the body has at its core a connection with Hashem that's much more powerful than the connection that there is of a connection of love that Hashem has for the neshama, like a father loves a child. But just like we said about Torah in Yisrael, in general, that Torah retains its quality down here, but Yidden down here seem to be separate, and the neshama needs to reveal that, and the Torah needs to reveal that in the Yidden. The same thing over here, line 16. When you look at the neshama versus the bodies, you say, a Jewish neshama, it's a chelik al-kam mamish, it's a holy entity. Even down here, it's a godly soul. As opposed to the advantage of the body that Hashem chose, the body of a Yid, in the body is the choice of Hashem's essence. He beheld that's something concealed. But through the neshama working with the body, becomes revealed in the body its advantage and quality, the choice of Hashem's essence. Just like the Torah reveals the Maila in Yisrael The same thing over here in our pasuk. According to this, we can explain. The title pasuk of our Maimer, arise and shine because your light has come. Your light is the light of the neshama itself. That bond and that love that Hashem has for the neshama, the yid, because he's a child of his. Kumi Oiri, and the further rising and lighting and illuminating. Through the light of the neshama, which is referred to in the words, your light has come, she now needs to work at the body and to illuminate it. That through that becomes a higher thing revealed than the light of the neshama, the level of Oirech. Similar to what was explained previously in Sif Beis. That in the pasuk, that the light that becomes visible through Orecha is something higher than the Orecha itself. The same thing, Kumi Oiri Kiva Oirech, that through the Ba'oirech, through the light of the neshama, illuminating the body and revealing the Bechiras Ha'atzmus in the body, and that we make now the neshama as a tool to reveal the light of the body, Kumi Oiri, so now we attain an even higher level. We reach the level of Bechiras Ha'atzmus that's concealed in the body, will now become revealed, just like Torah in general reveals the great mile of the Yidden through our avodah and Torah mitzvahs. The same thing, our avodah of the nefesh halakis with the body reveals the greater quality and advantage that there is to be found in the body over the neshama.